Hello guys, I hope as ever you can hear me, you can see me clearly. We are good to go. I just want to do our standard 2-minute check or 1.5-minute check to see whether you can see me clearly, so you can hear what I'm speaking clearly, whether the audio is working well, whether there's no echo, and all the rest of it. Fine. So I'm going to spend a minute and a half waiting for some comments. So please chime in saying that the visibility is good, the audio is good, all the rest of it. Fine. I think you should be able to see me now. I've not yet got any comments saying the volume is not good. I'm going to check with the team as well to know whether the volume is clear, whether the visual is clear, whether the picture is clear, and all the rest of it. Visible and audible. Wonderful. So I've got full feedback. And so what's this got to do with the what is with the picture at the background here? We keep hearing a lot about from our students in the last few weeks. We've heard that they paid money for getting CAT coaching classes, the classroom variant, but unfortunately with COVID, the classroom variant has been shut down in many places, many towns across the country. Right? It's very understandable. These are tough times, so it is completely understandable if classes don't happen in a bunch of cities. Now, some of the classes have been completely called off. Some have been transitioned online. But transitioning online is through Zoom and WhatsApp and recorded videos being sent over phone, all that. And that's all good as a stopgap, but it's really incredibly tough to learn through a recorded session which is sent across WhatsApp for months or weeks together. So it's incredibly challenging. So we've heard quite a few students come and tell us that, look, either our classroom coaching has stopped or it's been transitioned online, but it's not quite working. And the obvious alternative would be to go online, but there is some amount of cash crunch. Right? I've already spent 25 grand or 35 grand or 45 grand depending on which city I am in, subscribing to a classroom coaching, which I did in either November, December, Jan, Feb, March, before the shutdown happened. And then this happened, and then I cannot put together more money to do this. Right? So we thought, how can we help out students? How can we reach out to more students? How can we make sure that there is some option to study? So we've got this wonderful offer which is going on for the next 4 days. I think 4, 5, 6 today, and 4th, 5th, and 6th. So you can avail our online courses and our live classroom course at 40% and 50% off. Just substantial discount. Effectively, it's our way of saying there is a cash crunch. People have already paid somewhere, so they can come in. Please remember, this is for people who have already signed up somewhere. So please send us your receipt and then take the offer. This is not a blanket discount available to everybody. Some people have taken a worse hit because of COVID. We're basically saying, okay, people have taken a worse hit because of COVID. Let's see if we can help them out in some way. This is not a general blanket discount. Right? So we cannot run a system where we give 50% off. If somebody says that 50% off, then the pricing is wrong. Very clear, and that 50% off has no credibility. Right? So even 40% off has no credibility. It's not a blanket offer. It's basically saying people have spent 30, 40, 50 grand on paying money for some coaching which they're not taking any value from. They simply don't have the money to spend another 30 grand. Let's see if we can help them out in some way. That's the idea behind the offer. So if you've paid money somewhere with some coaching somewhere and it's simply not working for you, send us a picture of your receipt, email it to us, and avail the discount. Have a go. And we're going to go on to DILR. It's a wonderful sets from CAT 2019 slot 2. I'm going to share my screen and then jump in and solve these 3 sets. Fine. So let me just see whether the tech works completely fine. So I'm going to move this, remove this, close this. We're on display capture. I hope you can see my display right now. I'm going to transition to this, and once again I'm going to take a break for about 1 minute, 2 minutes to get some feedback, to know that you can indeed see the screen, and if the display capture part has worked and you can see the screen and you can see me in the top right, then we will jump in and start solving this. And so this is MT and ET, midterm and end term. So I want you guys to read this. I'm going to give you a minute and a half to read the slide. The question is spread over 2 slides. I'm looking at my phone not because I'm watching some wonderful football match, but I just want to get some feedback from the team saying things are fine. That the screen can be seen clearly and there's nothing wrong with the setup. And so wonderful. So I hope you're going to read the screen, MT and ET. You're able to see this set. We're going to solve 3 sets today, or look to solve 3 sets today. Power willing and internet willing and time permitting. Fine. Wonderful. So I'm going to read this slowly and then take it from there. The first year students in a business school are split into 6 sections. In 2019, the business statistics course was taught in these sections by Annie, Betty, Chetan, Dave, Isha, and Packer. I love these sets which help me think in terms of A, B, C, D, E, F. I hate it when they say Aditya, Anish, Annie, and etc. 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 So 4 names starting with A and 3 names starting with B. That drives me bonkers. And so, anyway, all 6 sections had a common midterm and a common end term. Just how likely it is going to be in your IMs, worth 100 marks each. Wonderful. ET contained more questions than MT. ET contained more questions than MT. Questions for MT and ET were prepared collectively by the 6 faculty members. Considering MT and ET together, each faculty member prepared the same number of questions. I love constraints like these. And so straight away, my mind is saying, okay, total number of questions equal to multiple of 6. Why there are 6 faculty members, each of them has created an equal number of questions. So MT and ET put together, the total number of questions should be a multiple of 6. Brilliant. Now each of MT and ET had at least 4 questions that are worth 5 marks each. 5 mark questions, at least 4. At least 3 questions that were 10 marks each. 10 mark questions, at least 3. And at least 2 that were worth 15 marks each. 15, 2 plus. In both MT and ET, all the 5 mark questions preceded the 10 mark questions. All the 15 mark questions followed the 10 mark questions. So we have a bunch of 5 mark questions like a typical paper, followed by a bunch of 10 mark questions, followed by a bunch of 15 mark questions. Usually in typical exams, the smaller weightage questions come early. The big 10 mark, 15 mark, 20 mark questions come late. So there's an ascending order generally built into the pattern. That's what's happening here as well. The following additional facts are known. Annie prepared the 5th question for both MT and ET. For MT, this question carried 5 marks. Annie prepared 1 question for MT. Every other faculty member prepared more than 1 question for MT. All questions were prepared by a faculty member appeared consecutively in MT as well as ET. Oh, this is very interesting. It means, so the 5 mark questions and 10 mark questions are there. If Annie has created 1 question, then the question preceding it, after it, are likely to be Annie. They're creating questions in bunches. The first question and last question are not prepared by the same person. Right? Chetan prepared the 3rd question in both MT and ET. Isha prepared the 8th question in both. Fakir prepared the first question of MT and the last one in ET. They prepared the last question of MT and the first one in ET. I'm not even registering these. My mind can't process all these facts. I'm just reading it out loud. And if I'm doing this question, I begin solving at this level. And then I look at this bunch of content. The first set sets up the stage for you. These are constraints that help us tell which teacher has prepared which question. First of all, I want to know how many of each type are there in MT and ET and what sequence they are in. And then I'll go to individual teachers. When this is going to be I'm going to start solving this at this level. I'm not reading this because I cannot retain all that information and then find more constraints. That becomes incredibly challenging. So what have we got here? 5 mark questions, at least 4 of them. 10 mark questions, at least 3 of them. 15 mark questions, at least 2 of them. So these add up to 20 marks. These add up to 30 marks. These add up to 30 marks. These together add up to 80 marks. What is definitely there in the paper adds up to 80 marks. Or the additional question, which we still don't know. How many more 5 marks are there? How many more 10 marks are there? How many more 15 marks are there? The additional ones will have to account for the 20 marks remaining. Remember, MT and ET both account for 100 marks totally. So 20 marks have to come from 5 mark, 10 mark and 15 mark questions. Now think about this. I need to account for 20 marks. How might I do this? I could have 4 5 mark questions. 4 and nothing here. Only one possibility with 4 5-mark questions. Right? Or I could have 2 10-mark questions and nothing else. Right? Now I put 2 and nothing else, then there's no pattern in the way I'm counting. So 4 5-mark question is a maximum. I could have 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going to count like this. 3 5-mark questions account for 15 marks, and it's impossible. I cannot have anything more with 10 marks and 15 marks to account for the 5 marks. Or I could have 2 5-mark questions. Right? So that adds up to 10 marks, and then 1 10-mark question, and then 0. This is a possibility. Or I could have 1 5-mark question. I need to account for 15 marks more. 0 10-mark question, 1 15-mark question. Nothing else is possible with 1 5-mark question because I need to account for 15 marks remaining. That can come from 1 15-mark question, nothing else. Or I can have 0 5-mark questions. That means I'll have 2 10-mark questions, no 15-mark question, nothing else is possible. Brilliant. These are the only 4 possibilities for the remaining questions. These 4 plus 3 plus 2, 9 questions are there already in each of those, accounting for 80 marks. Beyond these 9 questions, I could have 400, 210, 101, 020. Brilliant. These are the possibilities for the 5-mark, 10-mark and 15-mark questions. Now let's come back to the other constraint. The end term has more questions than the midterm. I could have a total of 4 additional questions, 3 additional questions, 2 additional questions, and 2 additional questions. End term is greater than midterm, or end term could be 4, midterm could be 3 or 2. End term could be 3, midterm could be 2. Additional questions. Right? Now, this is one condition. The second condition is the total number of questions is a multiple of 6 that we know. We know that MT has 9 questions, ET has 9 questions, both that we've already accounted for. We've already accounted for 18 questions. The total number of questions has to be a multiple of 6 that we already noticed. That means the total can be 24 or 30 or 36. It cannot be 30, 36, it has to be 24 because then we're only adding so many questions. You're not adding 12 extra questions. So since it has to be only 24, I'm going to add 6 new questions. 4 plus 3, 7, that's ruled out. 4 plus 2, 6, that works. 3 and 2, 5, that's ruled out. Or my end term has 4 questions, midterm has 2 questions. Or this scenario is ruled out. End term is this scenario. End term will totally have 9 plus 4 equal to 13 questions. Midterm is either this or this. Midterm will totally have 9 plus 2 equal to 11 questions. Brilliant. Now we've got this entirely covered clearly. And so this is going to be end term. This is going to be impossible. One of these 2 is going to be midterm. So we've come this far. Now what do? Now we can write down the questions. This is midterm. This is end term. We've got 2 possibilities for midterm, only 1 possibility for end term. First 4 questions are 5, 5, 5, 5. Then 4 more 5-mark questions. 2 10-mark questions. Sorry, 3 10-mark questions, 2 15-mark questions. These add up to 30. These add up to 30. These 8 add up to 40. Totally 100 marks. For midterm, we have the 4 5-mark questions for sure. The last 2 are 15-mark questions. This we know. Right? But within this, there are 2 possibilities. The middle chunk. Right? So there are going to be 3 10-mark questions. There could be an additional 15 or more 5s. We don't know that. So 101, 020, both are possible. If it is 101, then this will be a 5-mark question. There will be 3 10s and this will be 15. Or 020. What is the other possibility? Let's look at this. 020. That means 0 5-mark questions, 10-mark questions, additional 2, all of them being 10. These are the 2 possibilities that are potentially possible for MT. ET, we have completely filled it. Let's go for the conditions, the second set of conditions. Annie prepared the fifth question for both MT and ET. For MT, this question carried 5 marks. So brilliant. So this is Annie, or this possibility is ruled out. We've got one possibility for MT and one possibility for ET. Exactly one. Nailed on. Perfect. Done. Annie prepared one question for MT. Every other faculty member prepared more than one question for MT. More than one question for MT. Totally there are 11 questions, 6 faculty members. Annie prepares one. Everybody else has prepared two. Two each. Clear? That means, and we know that faculty members' questions have to be appeared consecutively. So these two are together. These two are by one guy. These two are by one person. These two are by one person. These two are by one person. Fine. No, every other faculty member prepared more than one question for MT. Right? All questions prepared by a faculty member appeared consecutively in MT as well as ET. Right? Annie prepared the fifth question for both MT and ET. For MT, this question carried 5 marks. Right? Wonderful. Now let's build on this. Let's see what. So now we can fill this and this and this. Let's see how we can do that. This is Annie. For MT, we have filled this whole grid. Chetan prepared the third question in both MT and ET. Third one in MT, third one in ET. Right. And Isha prepared the 8th question in both. This is Isha. This is Isha. Now we know that these two are by one guy. This is C, this is E. These two are by one person. This is E, this is E. Fakir prepared the first question of MT. This is F. Therefore, this is also F. And the last one in ET. This is F. Dave prepared the last question of MT and the first one in ET. Last one in MT and the first one in ET. This is also Dave. So A, then these two should be B. A, B, C, D, E, F, everything has been accounted for. Right? Brilliant. We've filled everything up. Now what else do we need to find? We know that there are three questions created by Annie in the second set in ET and 2 each for the rest of them. Or we can completely fill FF, CC, A, BB, EE, DD, DD, CC, AAA, EE, FF. The missing letter will sit here. Now we have prepared the entire grid. We can go ahead, jump in and answer all the questions. The second question in ET was prepared by, Dave. Done. How many 5-mark questions were there in MT and ET combined? In MT, there are 5. In ET, there are 8. 5 plus 8, 13. Who prepared 15-mark questions for MT and ET? For MT, it is E and D. For ET, it is F. E, D, F. So, Isha, Dave, and Fakir. This is choice A. Which of the following questions did Betty prepare in ET? ET is the second one. Betty prepared 10 and 11. So not 9th question, 10th question mark, not 4th, not 7th, 10th question. Wonderful. So we've completed the whole grid. We've done the outlined the entire set completely. It's a wonderful question, very doable question, not too time consuming. The fundamental ideas here, the moment you hear that each of them produce the same number of questions, the total is a multiple of 6. Total has to be 24. Additional questions could be 4, 3 or 2. It cannot be 3. 4 plus 2 add up to 6. So ET has 4 additional. MT has 2 additional. 11 in MT, 13 in ET. Each professor produces 4 questions. In MT, it is distributed as 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 1. In ET, it will be 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 3. Annie being the one with 1 and 3. The rest falling in place equally. Once again, I'm going to pause for a while. I'm going to check whether the volume output, the visual, the screen sharing bit, everything is fine. I'm going to give you some time to read this. It's a wonderful set and properly challenging as well. So go through this. I'll give you about a minute and a half to read this and take in the data before I start jabbering and talking. Sorry. Wonderful. I'm hearing from the team that all is good. This is a fabulous set. And so take it all in, because the data here is tough to wrap the head around. Right? 10 players are listed in the table below. Participated 10 players as listed in the table below. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Thank God. Participated in a rifle shooting competition comprising 10 rounds, not comprising of. Each round had 6 participants. Players numbered 1 through 6 participated in round 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 participated in round 1. 2 through 7 in round 2, 2 to 7. 3 to 8, 4 to 9, 5 to 10. And then 6 to 10 and 1. So 6 cyclic. 7 to 10, 1, 2. And so on. So it will be 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. Round 9 will be 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Round 10 will be 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says points after round 6, points after round 10. And Amita, the first player, would have played in round 1. And then round 2, 3, 4, 5, she wouldn't have played. Because 2 to 7 is one round. 3 to 8 is one round. 4 to 9, 5 to 10. In none of that Amita plays. And then back to round 6, round 7, round 8, round 9, round 10. Bala would have played in round 1, round 2. And then round 7, round 8, round 9, round 10, and so on. We can make those inferences. And very clearly, step by step, we can make those inferences. These are total points after round 1, total points after round 10. Now, how is the scoring system? The top 3 performances in each round were awarded 7, 3, and 1 point respectively. Wonderful. 7, 3, and 1. There were no ties in any of the 10 rounds. So there is a 7, the 3, and a 1. The table above gives the total number of points obtained by the 10 players after round 6 and round 10. The following information is known about rounds 1 through 6. Gordon did not score consecutively in any 2 rounds. Eric and Fatima both scored in a round. The following information is known about rounds 7 through 10. Only 2 players scored in 3 consecutive rounds. One of them was Chen. No other player scored in any 2 consecutive rounds. Okay, interesting. 2 have streaks of 3 rounds. Nobody scored in all 4. Joshin scored in round 7 and Amita scored in round 10. And lot of information to take in. We'll have to continuously keep looking at the table and then making our inferences. So I'm going to capture the table. And so round 1, round 2, round 3, all the way till round 10. Amita scored in round 1, round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so points after round 6 is 8. Then round 1 and round 6, this should be 7 plus 1. in some form. Right? 7, 8, 9, 10. That last 4 rounds he's played in all 4, giving him 10 points. It cannot be 3, 3, 3, 1 because nobody scores and everything. So it'll be 7, 3, 1. We can make inferences like this for each player. Right? So now we need to have a plan for this, and we cannot just go making each of these inferences. Let's look at the constraints. When Gordon did not score consecutively in any 2 rounds. Now Gordon scored 17 points after round 6. Gordon is going to play in rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's not going to be there in round 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6. He gets 17 points. Round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets 17 points, and then he doesn't get anything here. In round 7, he doesn't score anything. He did not score in consecutively any 2 rounds. Or what does it tell us? Brilliant. It tells us clearly that 17 is a big number. He's getting in 3 matches only, maximum of 3. So he has to have scored this has to be a 7, 7, 3. He's not scoring in round 3. He's not scoring in round 5. Rounds 2, 4, and 6. Gordon is first in 2, 4, and 6. First, second in 2, 4, and 6. This is Gordon. I'm not saying he's second. I'm saying Gordon is there in round 2, round 4, round 6. 2 7s and a 3 sitting there. Right? Now, the 7 is a big number. So some of these guys have never come first. Bala has not come first in the first round. Not come first ever. Chen has not come first. David has not come first. Eric has not come first. Fatima could have come first. Gordon has come first. Hansa, Ikea, they have not come first. At a stretch, there's only Fatima and Gordon. Very interesting inference. So round 2 and round 4, round 4, round 6. 2 of these 3 Gordon has come first. Round 2, if you look at it, that is 2, 3, 6, 3, 10, 17. Only 2 possibilities. Fatima and Gordon could have come first. Round 3, again only Fatima and Gordon. Round 4, again only Fatima and Gordon. So rounds 2, 3, 4, the first places have to be Fatima and Gordon. Fatima could have come first only in one of them. So she should have come first in round 3. And Gordon should have come first in round 2 and round 4. In round 6, Gordon is second. The 7-point thing is a giant number. A large leap. 7, 1, 3, and then 7. So 7 could be a brilliant starting point. And there's a 17 sitting here. This is given us that Gordon has won this, has come second in this, and Fatima has come first in this. Now let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first round, round 1. One of these guys has got 7 points, not Fatima, or A should be here. That means in round 6, A should be third. Now let's look at Joshin. Joshin has got 14 points. This looks like it is 7 plus 7. After round 6, he's got 14 points. He wouldn't have played in round 1, 2, 3, 4. Because 4 to 9 is 1 round. He's played only in rounds 5 and 6. Both of them, he has won. J. Brilliant. So we've accounted for a bunch of these first place finishes. Let's fill all of those in. And now I'm going to chase all the first positions. This we already know is A. We know these are GG and G, 2 Joshes. Now Eric has gone from 3 points to 10 points. There's a plus 7 here. After round 6, so Eric would have been there in round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not in 6. And then in round 10. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After round 6, Eric is not in round 7, round 8 or round 9. Only in round 10, Eric is playing, or round 10 is won by Eric. Now, IKEA goes from 2 to 17 in 4 rounds. The 7, 8, 9, 10. IKEA will be there in round 7, round 8 and round 9. Will not be there in round 10. And IKEA will be present in rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 7, 8, 9, these 3 rounds alone account for 17. Or account for 15. This is 7, 7, 1 from IKEA in R7, R8, R9. Brilliant. R7, R8, R9. This is 7, 7, 1. Right? So out of these 3, IKEA has won 2 of those. Who should have won the last one? That should be Amita. But Amita could have won any one of these 3. It could be IIA, IAI, AII. All 3 are possible. At least that's how it looks right now. Maybe we'll figure out some detail later on. Right? We filled in Eric. So Eric is first in R10. First in 2 out of R7, R8 and R9. The other one is going to be Amita. And so here there's IIA in some order. Right? Now let's look at the other things. We've almost filled all the 7 pointers. Now come to Bala. Bala has played round 1 and round 2. Would not have played round 3, 4, 5, 6. He's played round 7, 8, 9, 10. Round 1 and round 2. You got 2 points. This is Bala. This is Bala. Chen has gone from, he's played after round 6. He would have played in rounds 1, 2 and 3. And then not played in round 4, round 5, round 6, round 7. Played in rounds 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. He gets 3 points in the first 3 rounds, 3 points in the last 3 rounds. We also know that only 2 players scored in 3 consecutive rounds. One of them was Shen. So Shen has scored in 3 consecutive rounds from 7 through 10. He plays only 8, 9, 10. Be Shen, Shen, Shen. 1, 1, 1. This is filling out quite nicely. And so we filled out the top row, the 7 points row. We know the missing 3 are I and A in some order. We do not yet know the order. Right? So we know that IKEA in rounds R7, R8, R9 as I7, 7, 1 in some order. We don't know which order. 7, 7, 1 is how that is going to be. Fine. So far so good. We've compiled all the basic information. Now let's see where else weakness sits. And so Eric Joshin scored in round 7. Well, Amita scored in round 10. Amita scored in round 10. Amita should have been here. Okay. Joshin scored in round 7. Joshin goes from 14 to 17 in 7, 8, 9, 10. In round 7, he scored. It cannot be 1, 1, 1. So Joshin should be here. J. Okay. Joshin scored in round 7. This should be J. And Amita scored in round 10. This should be A. And Amita scored 8 points. So this should be A. I already put that in. IKEA scored 17. So 7, 7, 1 in some order. R7, R8 and R9. R8 and R9, the 1 is taken. This should be I here. I here, I here. This should be A. Now we can consolidate. The 7 rows are completely filled. Amita scored 8 points after the first 6 rounds. Yeah, that's accounted for. 18 totally. That's also accounted for. Amita is totally accounted for. Bala scored 2 points after round 6. And then 5. So R7, R8, R9, R10. R7, R8, R9, R10. So in these, one of these two, Bala has got second in R8 or R9. Chen has got CCC, and in the first 3 rounds he should have 1 second place position. David, first round, one of the first 4 rounds he scored 6. Round 9, round 10 he's got nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 9, 10 he plays. 1, 2, 3, 4 he couldn't have got 6 ones. He couldn't have got 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. Not possible. There's no room for 3 ones for David. So he's got 2 second positions in round 1 to round 4. Eric has got a 3 and a 7. So Eric has got a 7 here. After round 6, he's got 3 points. There's got to be 1 second position thing. So he's participating in round 1 to 5. There all 3 can be E, which looks unlikely, or there could be 1 second position thing. So far we are not getting anywhere. Brilliant. There's these two, 1 third position and 2 third positions. That could give us something. So let's chase that. IKEA has got 2 second positions in the first 6 rounds. After round 6, IKEA would not have played in round 1, 1 to 6, 2 to 7, 3 to 8. None of that. 4 to 9, 5 to 10, 6 to 1. These 3 IKEA would have played. So 4, 5 and 6. He's got 2 ones. Or this is I. This is I. Now we can move to Hansa. Hansa has got 1 third place finish. Starting from round 3 onwards. Till round 6, he's got 1. So this has got to be H. We know that Fatima and Eric both scored in a round. So there is Fatima here. This should be Eric. Well, now we are almost done. So now we know that David has 3 points in 2 rounds in R1, R2, R4. Chen has 3 points in 1 round from R1 and R2. So David in 2 rounds, Chen in 1 round. Then in R1, R2 and R4, out of R1 and R2, Shen has 1. Out of R1, R2 and R4, David has 3. Or this has to be David. Out of these two, one is Shen, the other is David. What should this be? Fatima has a 1 7-point finish in round. Fatima 6, round 1 to 6, she has 1 7-point thing. This has got to be Fatima. And finally, this is C/D, D/C. One of those two is David, the other is Shen. It's a brilliant set. It's very useful to work with either the 7s first or fill in whatever you know easily first and then work around that. Very challenging, very time consuming. Very challenging, very time consuming. And I noticed that we have not yet filled these two. I thought we had filled this part completely. Let's look at this. So there has got to be R8 and R9, round 8 and round 9. One of those has to be Bala, who's got a 3rd place finish. Bala would play in round 8 and round 9. It's not Shen. It's not David. Who else? Hansa. Hansa gets 1 2nd place finish. Hansa is going to be there in round 8, but not in round 9. So this is Hansa. The remaining part is Bala. Brilliant. Now we have filled the entire thing. Very challenging set. We worked 7-pointers first and then went step by step to complete everything. Now we have filled the entire grid. The question should be solvable, but very challenging set. What were the scores of Chen, David and Eric respectively after round 3? After round 3, Shen has 1 2nd place finish, 3 points. David has 1 second place finish, 3 points. Eric has 1 second place finish, 3 points. Nothing else. Nobody's in the first place, nobody's in the third place. 3, 3, 3 is our answer. Done. Which 3 players were in the last 3 positions after round 4? After round 4. In round 1, 1 to 6 will play. In round 2, 2 to 7 will play. In round 3, 3 to 8 will play. In round 4, 4 to 9 will play. Or the person in 10th position has not even played. That is J. J is at 0. And so J is definitely there. Joshin is definitely there. This choice is out. This choice is out. After that, I is likely to be there, which is there in both choices. I has got 1 last place finish, nothing else. Then H is likely to be there. It is between Hansa and Bala. Hansa has got 1 last place finish. Bala has got 2. So Hansa, it is HIJ. These guys are likely to have played the least number of games. Joshin has not played any game. IK has played only 1. Hansa has played only 2. Therefore, they are likely to be the suspects which have got least number of points. Which player scored points in maximum number of rounds? Joshin. Joshin has played in R5, R6. Started only from R5. R5, R6, R7, R8, R9, R10 is where Joshin played. Round 7 also. Nowhere else. 3. Shen. Shen is here and 3 places here. 4. I is here in these 2. This and this. 5. Oh, I think we have a winner. Ankita A is present in 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. IK is present in 5 different rounds. That's the answer we are looking for. Which player scored points in the last round? EAC. A, B, C, A, C, D, A, E, J, A, C, E is the right answer. Once you've got the grid, the questions are very easy, but otherwise a very, very, very challenging question. Wonderfully challenging question. Try this one. After the last one, this should be a good breather. And so try this one again. I'm going to give about minute and a half, 2 minutes to read through this. Then we'll sit and solve this. I'm just looking at the screen to know whether everything is going fine. I'm doing it at a reasonably rapid clip because I'm assuming that you would have seen the set, therefore you're up to speed with the data. 2, you can always hit pause, try it and come back, which is why I'm not building in slack in the speed at which we're solving. Right? I'm just waiting to get some input from the team saying things are fine. Once we know that, we're good to go. Meanwhile, take some time to see this, to see whether the data is working fine. Take in the data in this set. Data will work fine. Sorry about that. All good. Keep going. Wonderful. A large store has only 3 departments: clothing, produce, and electronics. I'm going to give you a big giveaway as far as CAT is question. Anything with these weird charts, jump into this and solve it. What you have seen from the last 3 CAT is going to be one pure DI set, growth rate and share and this and that. That's usually a sitter. Jump in and dive into it. It might not work in 2020, but I feel that this is a big giveaway. Look at this. These type of the data presentation is weird, but the questions are very solvable. Usually the data just opens up. Shows the percentages of revenue and costs from 3 departments for the years 2016, 17 and 18. The dotted lines depict percentage levels. So 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. For example, in 2016, 50% of the store's revenue, came from its electronics. 2016, 50% from electronics. Oh, so this is the 50% line. It's a 40% line, the 30% line, 20% line, 10% line. While 40% of its cost, which is again this blue, 40% from the produce department. Blue, this is 40%. Brilliant. So if you look at 2016, electronics accounted for 50%. Clothing accounted for 20%, and produce accounted for 30%. 50, 20, 30 adding up to 100. Brilliant. I look at this and I say, look, I don't like you. I don't like this weird depiction. There's only six or 7 or 8 or 9 data points. I'm going to capture all of them. Profit is computed as revenue minus cost. Yes, that's how it should be. Percentage profit is profit by cost into 100. This is very simple. Percentage profit for the store in 2016 was 100%. Revenue doubled from 16 to 17. Cost doubled from 16 to 18. No profit from electronics department in 17. Revenue from this blah blah. I'm going to worry about this a little later on. First, I want to look at the data, and I hate this graph thingy. I'm going to capture all the data. 2016, this is 50%. 2016 closing is 20%. Produce is 30%, adding up to 100. 2017 orange line, this is 30, 30, 40. 2080 green line, 20, 40, 40. Now coming to cost, 2016 blue line, this point 30, again 30, 40, adding up to 100. That's a simple cross-check mechanism. 2070 orange line, 40, 30, 30, adding up to 100. 40, 30, 30. 2018, which is green line, electronics is 30, 20, 50. All of these are percentage terms, and I'm not writing that percentage symbol because I want to do this reasonably quickly. You filled all of this, so now we no longer need to care about this. We need to care only about this. Now we are done. This question is a cakewalk. The percentage profit for the store in 2016 was 100%. That means if this were X, this is 2X. The store's revenue doubled from 2016 to 2017. This is 2X. This is 4X. Cost doubled from 2016 to 2018. X, 2X. There was no profit from the electronics department in 2017. 2017 electronic department revenue is 30% of 4X. This should be equal to cost. Cost is 40% of something. 30% of 4X is 40% of 3X, or the total should be 3X. Brilliant. Now let's look at this. In 2018, the revenue from the clothing department was the same as the cost incurred in the produce department. Clothing department revenue is 40% of something. We don't know this something yet. Cost incurred in the produce department. Produce department is 50% of 2X. This is 40, 50. This is 4, 5, or 2X into 5 by 4. What we are looking for. Or this is 5 by 2X or 2.5X. This is 2.5X. X and 2X. This becomes 4X. This becomes 2X. Sorry. This is 4X. This is 2X. We found out that this was 3X and this was 2.5X. Now we are done. The whole grid is staring us in the face. You can just go ahead and completely solve and attempt all questions straight away. What are the percentage profit of the store in 2018? 2018 cost is 2X. Revenues is 2.5X. Percentage profit. Profit is 0.5X. Cost is 2X. 0.5 by 2 into 100. 1/4 into 100. 25%. What is the ratio of revenue generated from the produce department in 2017 to that in 2018? 2017 to 2018. 40% of 4X is to 40% of 2.5X. Both are 40%. 4 is to 2.5. 8 is to 5. Done. What percentage of the total profits for the store in 2016 was from the electronics department? Total profits is X. 2016 revenue is 2X. Cost is X. Total profit is X. Electronic department revenue is 50% of 2x. Cost is 30% of x. 50% of 2x is x. This is 0.3x. Or electronics department profit is 0.7x. Overall profit is x, of which 0.7x comes from electronic department. Or what percentage is this? 70%. What is the approximate difference in profit percentages of the store in 2017 and 18? 2017 profit is x, cost is 3x. 2017 profit percentage is x by 3x into 100, 1/3, 33.33%. 2018 profit is 0.5x, cost is 2x, 0.5x by 2x into 100, 1/4, which is 25%. What is the percentage profit percentages? The difference 25% and 33.33%. Difference is 8.33%. Done. And the last one is like your reward for pushing through the one before that. It's a very simple question. Should have definitely gone ahead and taken this with the horns and nailed this completely. Oops. Some of the wrong pictures have come on from our different company. I have not fixed that image part, so excuse that. Lovely sets. I had quite as ever. I don't know how much you guys enjoy. I quite enjoy our session. So I like solving these. I especially like solving the middle one, where it was properly challenging. So this is a fabulous set of 3 questions. I hope you've had fun solving them. Almost all our DILR questions are across the 3 years are available there on the platform on our YouTube channel. Please do go through them. They're wonderful set. There are 48 high quality data interpretation logical reasoning set pegged at exactly CAT level on this YouTube channel, all solved in detail. And so you can find all of them and enjoy solving them and seeing the solution. So please do that. Don't miss out on this before the exam. Very crucial. DILR is a big crucial section, so make sure you have your handle on that. Fine. So again, one more time, a reminder. So if you have signed up for some other classroom based coaching and for some reason that's simply not possible, there is absolutely, the classroom coaching is not happening anywhere in the country, and the classroom coachings, ones that have been transitioned in a hurry, are also struggling because you're doing classes with Zoom on a random platform, sending videos with WhatsApp. That's incredibly tough. And so we started doing online classes in 2014. We've added layer on layer to that over the last 6 years. We have practically nothing in our system from whatever we taught in the first 3 years. We've upgraded our videos. Fine. So we've upgraded our voice system. We've upgraded our microphones. We've upgraded our editing platform, the whole shebang. And forget about all the technology part. The pedagogy part is incredibly tough. For every video we take and upload, on an average, I used to bin 3 or 4 in the first 3-4 years. And then it became 1:1. So we bin one video for every one video we load into the system, because it's something goes wrong, the volume is not correct, the question is not solved, I don't like the way the solution reads, and I bin that. And so it's the iterating and learning. It's from how to teach on how to teach online, find the best format. It's not easy, I can tell you that much. So you cannot suddenly say, okay, March 15 we're running a classroom session, but then suddenly COVID has come, so we cannot run classroom sessions. So from now on, from April 1st week, we can run live sessions online, which is brilliant. It is technologically possible, but I'm simply not sure that it can be compelling proposition for learning. And so it's incredibly tough to get the pedagogy in place, the slides in place, the teaching style in place, the making sure that it can communicate online well. I'm not saying we at 2IIM are good at it, but we at 2IIM, I've done the grind for 6 years. And so I have shot some rough calculation for our course. upwards of 3000, 4000 videos which are there. We've binned probably an equivalent number because they're not good. We run another parallel course. We've added some 2000, 3000 videos there. We've done tons of teaching and binning and teaching and throwing away. So to get a hang of what this is, the first 1000 videos gave us nothing in terms of the value from how to teach. So we've been receiving students telling us that, hey, the classroom courses have shut down and the online ones do not work. It's tough to transition online overnight. We know that. And so if that is the case and you have paid money somewhere and you would want to say, okay, hey, I can't pay another chunk of money, please take a photo of whatever receipt you have, send it to us and avail this discount. CAT 2020 is still very much crackable. There's plenty of time to prepare and get it right and go places. And so it's going to be a standard fare competitive exam, not rocket science, very doable. So put your head down and prepare. You can definitely crack this exam. So you still have plenty of time. So reach out to us. And if you've burnt your fingers with some coaching and you paid money, we'll make sure that we've got your back. We'll make sure that we'll give you some kind of deal to prepare again. And wonderful, guys. As ever, I had good fun shooting the breeze with you guys on COVID and going through these 3 DILR sets. Hope you enjoyed yourself as well. Cheers. Have a good weekend.